Hey guys, it's Hunter. Welcome back to another video. This is a Firefly FFLP classic. Recently, there's been a lot of buzz around the Firefly brand. They produce a lot of very reasonably priced guitars inspired by Gibson shapes for under 200 bucks. And you guys have been asking about the FFLPs, whether they're good as is or as mod projects. So today, we're gonna try and answer those questions. Let's take a closer look. Now, Fireflies are pretty popular in affordable guitar internet circles right now. They do sell at Amazon, but at the time of this filming, none are available. So this one came directly from Firefly, so thank you to them for sending this over for us to check out together. And the reason that there's no Firefly inventory on Amazon is because they've been a major target of scalpers. Fireflies have been very well received by the mod platform community. There are a lot of people already buying them. And of course, especially right now, supply of all import guitars is very limited. Those factors combined, unfortunately, the scalpers have taken notice. They've been buying them all up and trying to flip them on eBay for double the cost. It's a pretty scummy thing to do, and it's becoming an increasingly large issue in the guitar community. It sucks, but we can talk more about that later. In the meantime, let's see how much single-cutted goodness 180-ish bucks gets you. Alright, so I'm plugged into the 6505. I'm using the Neural DSP SLO plugin as the impulse response. I've just disabled the amp portion. It sounds like this. Wow. So these pickups have no output. Let's throw on an overdrive. Okay, so three things I'm noticing straight away. One, the guitar does feel very solid. It feels very Les Paul-like. It's got a nice heft. The neck feels really good. It's not super thin. It's kind of like a medium modern C. There's some very minor but noticeable fret sprout. And like the fingerboard binding is kind of rounded, which I was not expecting at all. Two, the pickups could be better. Like, I'm running this through the 6505 with the precision drive, which should not leave us wanting for gain. And yet, I mean, and the last thing, the setup is not very good. These strings are about a mile off the fretboard. It is not very easy to play right now. I get away with it though. No. Give me a second, I'm gonna set this thing up real quick. Be right back, and then normal service will resume. This is so much better. I also added graphite to the nut slots because I was getting a little bit of string slippage there. The neck needed to be adjusted a lot. There was a lot of back bow. It's kind of my fault though. It's been sitting out in the open since December, and it's gotten a lot warmer since then. Then I lowered the bridge, and actually this plays really well now. Something I forgot about though when I was working on this, there's a nice little Batman logo on the back of the headstock. So that's cool, that's very important. For a metal player, I don't know, these pickups are just not doing it for me. For 180 bucks, the frets are surprisingly good. You know how it is on a lot of cheap guitars, like the frets are really scratchy, you bends, and it's basically like grinding the strings. These don't do that, they actually feel really nice. I am noticing a lot of filler around the fingerboard inlays. Not unexpected for a guitar in this price range. I gotta say, I mean, the book matching isn't the cleanest, but for 180 bucks, I mean, the guitar looks real nice. Wait, what am I doing playing Metallica? I mean, with a color scheme like this, very reminiscent of somebody else's guitar. That's an instant copyright strike. Real talk though, these knobs are really impressive. They're like the reflector top hats that you find on like the 60s style Les Pauls. Now the Gibson ones, they kind of have sharp edges, and these ones have been hammered down, so they're really smooth. Yeah, these feel really nice. Weird, small detail. Yeah, man, I wish the pickups were better for the dirty stuff I normally like to play, because now that this guitar is set up, it feels really fun. You know what though? Let's try it with some cleans. So that's all we need to do, just soak everything in reverb and delay. No, okay, let me find a different preset. As I always say, can't get smacked down by Content ID if you don't play it right. Nah, but this actually sounds real nice for cleans. Yeah, I mean, I'm not much of a clean player, but I gotta say it sounds pretty nice for that kind of stuff. That's damn it. The sad and dreamy version. But now, of course, this being a metal channel, it's time to jump into a high gain demo track. So let's hear what it sounds like in a full produced mix, then I'll meet you back here for some final thoughts on this Firefly classic. So, just a few final thoughts. As far as affordable Les Paul style guitars go, this is one of the better ones. Setup needed a lot of work, but really with guitars in this price range, if they're one of the popular sellers on Amazon, they sit in a warehouse until they ship to customers. The setup can be good. It can also be bad. Just know that with something like this, there is a chance you'll have to work on it to get it to its full playing potential. Setup aside though, this guitar looks really good. Got that Slash Vermilion burst vibe. It's got a really nice Les Paul style weight. A lot of brands get their single cut designs horribly wrong, where they look really tacky or awkward or fall into the uncanny valley of single cuts. That's where they look similar, but it's off by just enough that it makes you uncomfortable. This Firefly though, it looks very natural. It preserves the classy single cut vibe. The build itself is quality. I mean, there are a couple of fret ends that have minor sprout that's easily fixable. The fingerboard binding is slightly rounded, which I was not expecting at all. Usually low-cost guitars from smaller brands like Firefly have completely unrounded fingerboard edges and they feel really bad. You know, sometimes you even come across like $500 guitars from major brands that don't have rounded fingerboards either. So I have to stress, these fingerboard edges, they aren't super rounded, but for 180 bucks, that's a major win for the Firefly. And a big advantage that this has over like an Epiphone, for example, in terms of playability, is that the thin neck has a proper C shape to it. There's no strange D profile, no flat back or anything there, and it feels really good. Once I got it set up properly, tuning stability was actually pretty good as well. I don't like the pickups at all. They sound very anemic to me. So, you know, swap them out for taste. But overall, I mean, this is good bones for a mod project. Again, if you can find one. Final point, if you're a fan of single cut mod projects with a vintage flair, or you're a fan of balling on a budget, this should be on your radar. For 200 bucks, really solid, good looking build. And a final point, the strongest case for these guitars is that they're good value for money. So make sure you buy direct from Firefly, whether that's through the Amazon store or another site, to get that benefit. Don't buy from the scalpers. These are popular right now because they're solid for the money, but one, we should not be rewarding people for buying up all the inventory, jacking up the prices, and ruining the fun. And two, they're just not worth the inflated prices. Scalpers are just the worst, man. Like, why you gotta be like this? If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, bell for notifications, all those things would really help out the channel. Let me know your thoughts on the Firefly Classic. I would love to know what you think. Social media, merch, and Discord server links are in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome, and I'll see you for the next video.